6, pushing 7, 8, 1, 2, going 3, 4, 5, 6, rolling 7, 8 fingers, 1, 2.
You're pushing your personal boundaries, but because we're doing it with the collective, it's a team effort and we have each other's backs during this process and everyone's bringing something to the table. So it's a nice period of time where we can just be together in the studio and explore and experiment.
It's really interesting to work with Andrew in this piece because he's creating something new, something very different than, well, from the last time we worked with him.
Andrew really likes to push it. He really likes to push us as far as we can to sort of find new movement, see how far we can take the sort of basic step and take it outside of what you would normally expect it to be, especially in this ballet.
Andrew's choreography is quite physical, so there's a lot of like counterbalance with your partner, whether it's male or female. There are a lot of different angles and different shapes and almost choreography that takes you off balance all of a sudden. So it's never quite as simple as you would want, but it's quite nice because that's also part of the challenge. And I think that really gives us like a lot of food for thought to really get in, give our best selves and actually be an artist, like take it to the next level.
We can always explore new movement and new ways of taking our traditional language or ballet vocabulary and seeing where we can take that so that it's relevant, so that it's current, so that it's exciting. And yeah, I very much feel like we're doing that.
The mechanics of Andrew's choreography is very interesting, it is very organic. It works very well with the music we are using.
I feel like the mechanics for Andrew McNicol's choreography is all from the back. Pushing the choreography from the back really gives us a lot of breath within our movement, so there's a lot of expansion within all the choreography. It's definitely a deep feeling. It's easy just to paint the facade with emotions, but actually when you're trying to display emotion through the back of your body, it's a lot harder, but I would say it's much more real.
I find the movement very visceral. I feel that it really comes from somewhere really deep inside and then it expands.
Yeah, I think the emotions are really coming. And for me as a dancer, that's something that I really value. I really like to sort of feel what I'm doing in a very internal sense and then let that sort of come out.
Looking into that detail, it really does, I think the stem of it is emotion. It's the why behind the movement and that's what I really like about Andrew's work. It's not just, it doesn't feel like it's movement for movement's sake. The detail is there because of this, because of that. And so it does feel hugely emotive, it feels connected, and it feels intentional. So there's meaning, and that's what makes it powerful.
So the process has been really, really fun.
I think when we're starting to create movement, it feels like we're exploring space, we're exploring flow of movement.
Do you want it more sustained?
Yeah.
And then we really get into the detail, and I think that's what I love about it is, you know, exactly knowing what the intention is behind the mechanics and how one movement flows into the other, from eye line to detail of how you hold your fingers. So it becomes so precise in quality.
So working on the movement over and over again, you do develop this harmony with the choreography, and that's a really nice place to get to.
Especially if you're working with another person, it's so much about finding the energy and the flow between you and sometimes you'll hit that quite organically, sometimes it takes time to work out the mechanics.
When you have to give yourself to somebody, as in like you have to give your ultimate trust, because if you're being suspended off the floor, you've given your trust to them, and the same is if they give themselves to you. So there's a lot of like surrendering going on within Andrew's choreography.
We can really delve deep and work out how we make the movement more economical, more organic, more fluid, and it gives us time to play so that we can find, you know, which grip works the best if you're working with somebody else.
After spending hours in the studio with one another and being able to get to that place and then for it to feel good is just amazing.
There's no thinking time, there's no space for being inefficient. So it's been really interesting working out between us how we can get from A to B and not waste time and not waste energy, and really making sure that we move effectively as one. So it's working together, bouncing off each other's breath, each other's energy. So because there's no time to waste, not a millisecond. So we need to bring our A game for this one.